Welcome everyone. As you know, my name is Barbie Q and I'm the facilitator for this conference today. Also here today is Constable Meek, who investigated the offense, which has brought us here together. And we also have Ms. Pitts and Mr. Schmelly, who are victims of the offense. Timmy's father, Mr. Clean over here, is also present. And thank you all very much for attending this conference. This is difficult for all of us, but your presence here will help us deal with the matter that has brought us together. Today, this conference will focus on a tire slashing incident. Altogether, about 30 tires were slashed. We are not here to focus on what Timmy and his friends did. We are here to focus on how Timmy's behavior has affected others. Timmy has admitted to his part in the tire slashing, and this conference may be able to settle the problem as long as Timmy is able to take part in a positive way and agrees to do what the conference decides. Do you understand that, Timmy? Okay. Today we all have an opportunity to be part of repairing the harm that has been done. Timmy, why don't you start by telling us what happened and what you were thinking about at the time of the incident?
I was bored and we had nothing really to do. Me and Marty went downtown Friday night. We both drank some tequila. And then after, still had nothing to do, so we walked to Joe's house 11:30 that night. And then the three of us went for a walk because we were all bored and decided to slash some tires. I had the knife and we took turns slashing tires. One of us would walk close to the car and stab at the tire while the other two would walk ahead and keep lookout. We did that for about half an hour.
Okay. And what did you tell the police about why you did that?
At first I was angry because of school that one day. In particular, it's because there's been one boy that's been calling me names. He's been saying racist things about me, and when we went to the boy's house, I thought I'd slash his father's tires. But his father had two cars. From there on, we just continued to slash tires in the neighborhood.
Okay. And how have you felt since the incident?
I guess I've been wondering what's going to happen to me.
Okay. And who's been affected by your actions?
All those people have big houses, but I guess I affected them.
In what way do you think these people have been affected?
Well, I guess when they came out that morning, they couldn't get to work, and they must have wondered why their tires had been slashed.
Right, okay. Now let's find out from the victims the way that they've been affected. Let's begin with you, Miss Pitts.
I was very frightened. My husband was in the hospital having some tests done, and we just found out he had to have an operation. I was worried sick about this news, and I was also frightened because I was alone in the house. When I went outside, someone had attacked my car. I felt very scared. To think that someone had just been outside my window with a knife, attacking my property, I can't understand why anyone would want to do this to me.
Thank you, Miss Pitts. Now let's see what Mr. Schmelly has to say.
When I looked out the window and saw three kids slashing tires on my two cars, I couldn't believe my eyes. It's a pretty quiet neighborhood and nothing like this ever happens. And it didn't really make me or my wife feel very safe at all.
Okay, Mr. Clean. I expect this incident has been difficult for you. Please tell us how you've been affected.
When I heard what happened, I felt sad, mad. My son is too old to be doing stuff like this. I know he's been in trouble once before for a minor assault, and I thought all this was behind him. I know Timmy's been in foster care for a few years. But he's back with me again. And I just hope he can go to school, get his diploma, get a good job, and put all this again behind him. I also knew that I had to tell his grandparents. And that was the hardest part.
Okay, thank you. Constable Me, how has this incident affected you?
Our detachment has been understaffed for the past couple months. All the officers have been very stressed over the amount of work that we've had, and it never seems to get done. We currently have a lot of ongoing investigations, and having this incident occur didn't help with the workload.
Okay, Timmy, Now that you've heard from all these people, do you have anything to say to them? Let's begin with Miss Pitts. Do you have anything to say to her?
Sorry.
Timmy, look at Miss Pitts and tell her what you're thinking right now.
Miss Pitts, I didn't know your husband was in the hospital and that you needed the car to go visit him. I'm sorry I frightened you. I'm sorry that you couldn't use the car.
Now, Timmy, how about Mr. Schmelly? Do you have anything to say to him?
Realizing slashing your tires to get back at you for the things that your son said to me wasn't the way to go. When your son came and apologized to me for the things that he had said, he admitted that you made him go do that. It's funny, but after he apologized, I didn't feel so angry anymore. I just wish I hadn't gone to your house that Friday night. It was dumb.
Okay, thank you. Do you have anything to say to Constable Me?
Sorry for all the work I caused you. I also know that I'm lucky that you gave me a chance to go through this conference instead of sending my file straight to the Crown, especially when I've been in trouble once before.
Timmy, there is one more person in this circle to whom you owe an apology to. It's your father.
Dad? So sorry. I promise I won't get in trouble again.
We come a long way here in a short time, but the conference isn't quite over. I will begin with the victims to see what else they would like to see happen as a result of this conference. I'll begin with Mr. Schmelly, whose tires you intended to slash when you went to his home. Do you think that anything else should happen?
Well, when I came here tonight, I was really thinking I should ask for Timmy maybe to do 100 hours of community service or have some kind of curfew so he's out, unless he's not out at night. But seeing the sincerity in his face, and he seems pretty apologetic for what he did, I don't think that's necessary. I think the letter will do fine.
Okay. Timmy, do you think that you could write a letter apology to Mr. Schmelly?
Yes, I could do that.
And do you feel that this request is fair?
Yes, it is fair.
Okay. Ms. Pitts, do you have any thoughts at all about anything else that you would like to see happen as a result of our gathering today?
I've been thinking a lot about this. I agree with the letter. I also think that Timmy should have some community service hours and get some anger management counseling. I think he could pay some compensation to youth for the cost of repairing the tires.
Okay, thank you. Constable Me, is there anything else you would like to see come from this conference today?
I like the idea of the letter and the community service hours. I think it would be good if Timmy reached out to all the RCMP members in our detachment, as he caused us all extra work. This could also help them understand what a community service conference is, as this is the first one that we've had in our detachment.
Okay. Timmy, how do you feel about getting anger management counseling, doing 100 hours of community service, writing letters of apology to Ms. Pitts, Mr. Schmelly, and also to the members of the RCMP detachment? You can earn some money by doing part-time work to pay each Ms. Pitts and Mr. Schmelly $100 each.
I could do that.
Okay. And Mr. Clean, do you have any suggestions at all about what you would like to see be done?
I think counseling is a wonderful idea.
Okay.
I think it may give Timmy the chance to move on from this. The community service hours is great. And I can give Timmy jobs around the house. Maybe he can help my brother out with his business.
Okay.
Scrounge together some cash so he can pay off these debts.
Okay. Does anyone else have any other suggestions at all?
Nope.
Okay, well, let's look at some timelines. Timmy, how long do you think it'll take you to write these letters of apology?
I can write them tonight.
Okay. Just to be sure, let's give you 3 days, okay? Mr. Clean, can I count on you as a supporter of Timmy to see that those letters are completed?
Yes, will you give me the mailing address?
Yes, I will include that in the agreement. We will all sign here in a few minutes. Everyone will get a copy of the agreement. I will also include a few comments about what should be included in each letter, but of course the actual wording of the letter will be up entirely to Timmy. Timmy, I'm asking you that you also send me copies of your letters you write so I can close this file when you have fulfilled your obligations. You can send letters in care of the RCMP to my attention as well. You will also need to contact me about your community service hours, okay? Is there anything else anyone wants to say before I close the conference up and write up the agreement?
Nope.
Okay, all right. Thank you all so much for your participation. And this resolution wouldn't have been possible without you. Okay. I just want to sign the agreement here. Timmy, if you just want to sign at the